Hi everyone, it's Mr. Tristan and welcome to episode 9 of our Survivor 50 recap. So, the episode starts off with everybody coming back from Tribal after voting out Coach and Chrissy, and Rick is being basically criticized about, him finding that idol and then not playing it, and Rick was trying to tell the story about how it has to be activated like after that Tribal, which I mean, hey, it's a good try, but I don't think I would have fallen for that. And now everybody's talking about how dangerous Devins is because they think that he has an idol, even though it's not a real idol. But Rick isn't the only one on the hot seat because Joe, Jonathan, and Stephanie are all peeved at Christian because they relied on him and he basically turned his back on them. So obviously they want to vote him off, which I'm not happy about because I've been rooting for Christian, you know? So Christian's trying to do some damage control with the others. And it includes him telling Jonathan that he's willing to give him his shot in the dark as a form of trust, just like he did with Ozzy earlier in the season. And I thought to myself, Christian, this is a bad idea. Do not do this. Jonathan may not be as forgiving as Ozzy was. Speaking of which, Christian started realizing that people thought that he was playing in the middle when in actuality, it was Ozzy who was playing in the middle. So, Christian tries throwing around Ozzy's name and also Jonathan's name. Who does he end up going to? Cirie. Like, of all people to talk to about getting Ozzy out, he turns to Cirie. Does anybody not even realize the history that these two have? Like, so obviously Cirie relays this whole information back to Ozzy as well as Jonathan, so now they definitely want to get Christian out. So now we go to the immunity challenge where everybody was holding on to a spool that's connected to a bucket that contains a quarter of their pregame body weight. Now this one comes with a twist. So, Jeff Probst was on Jimmy Fallon's show, and Jimmy had a poll for his audience. Should Jeff participate in a challenge? And about 90% said yes. So, for once, Jeff was participating in a challenge along with everybody else. But that's not all. So, Jeff brought out this big bag of rice and decided to have a bit of a side bet. He wanted 5 players to participate in the side bet, and if Jeff beats just one player, then he gets to keep the rice. But if Jeff drops before any of the volunteers, then the whole tribe gets to win that big bag of rice, which is obviously a big deal. They managed to negotiate with Jeff into having 4 people participate, and those 4 people were Joe, Jonathan, Tiffany, and Ozzy. So as soon as the challenge starts, Jeff realizes just how hard this challenge is, and while a few people have dropped, he was barely able to beat any of the volunteers. And meanwhile, everybody was trash talking Jeff as he was struggling. And Jeff was like, I deserve all of this. Yes, you do, Jeff. You deserve all of that. Jeff was the ultimate trash talker in Survivor. But you know what? That's what we love about him. Jeff Probst is always this like sassy host, and the things that he just comes up with, it even makes me laugh. Ultimately, Jeff dropped before any of the volunteers could, and the tribe won the bag of rice. And when it all came down, Joe ended up winning the challenge, which wasn't really new. I mean, Joe won this type of challenge in 48, so I kind of suspected he was probably going to win. But that's not all. One player had to go on a journey. And after some rock, paper, scissors, Christian ended up going on the journey. So everyone gets back to camp and they immediately start cooking the rice. And while they're doing that, Emily and Suri start having a little argument over how much rice they have to cook. And Suri was like, if Emily says one more thing about the rice, I'm writing her name down. And so in my mind, I was like, please keep talking, Emily. Please, for once, I want you to keep talking. But yeah, they cook the rice. Everybody is just happy. They're hugging. They're just enjoying life, which I don't blame them. I mean, this new era, they barely get to eat anything. So to win a big bag of rice, that's like winning the lottery in the new era of Survivor. Meanwhile, Christian was on his journey and he ended up by this floating platform with a puzzle. Now, this type of challenge is almost kind of what Rachel did in 47, except the puzzle was different. And this one comes with a major twist that once again has to do with Jimmy Fallon. So Christian only has a certain amount of time to finish this puzzle. And if he manages to complete the puzzle in the amount of time, then he immediately gets to cast a vote at Tribal Council, which could be a big deal. However, if Christian fails to complete the puzzle, then there's this letter that he had to bring back to camp and read in front of everybody. I didn't know what the letter was, nor did I really want to know, because I wanted Christian to complete the puzzle. Unfortunately, though, Christian was not able to complete the puzzle, and his puzzle went sinking down to the bottom of the ocean. The look of defeat on his face, I felt it right here in my heart. Like, I just felt bad for him. So Christian took the letter back to camp and he read in front of everybody that when he goes to cast a vote at Tribal Council, he must write his own name down. Yep, for the first time in Survivor history, someone has to write their own name down. And of all people, it has to be Christian. But yeah, this is Survivor history because in the past, a rule is you can't write your own name. Even if you want to be voted out, you can't write your own name down. So this is crazy. Of course, Christian was still the target. People also considered splitting the votes on Devon's in case of an idol. And then Emily ends up going to Suri and Tiffany and considers voting for Ozzy. Again, what is with people going to Suri about voting for Ozzy? Why? Tiffany thought it would be a good idea to vote for Emily to kind of build her resume, and then Suri went to Ozzy about what Emily said, and now they're considering voting for Emily, and I was just like, please, please. But Rizzo still thought since Christian has to write his own name down, this was the perfect chance to take him out. So he really went to work. And in an effort to hopefully save himself, Christian still gave Jonathan his shot in the dark, which I still thought was a bad idea, but I was like, Jonathan, please keep Christian. But yeah, it was like, is it going to be Christian? Is it going to be Rick? Is it going to be Ozzy? Maybe it could be Emily. All these names going around. Even Suri didn't know what the heck was going to happen. So when they get to Tribal Council, Christian expressed to Jeff how displeased he was about the fact that he had to write his own name down at Tribal. And when he went up to write his own name down, this is what he said. This is a message for Jimmy Fallon. How dare you? This idea of yours is terrible. No more ideas for you. I'll be looking forward to your apology. So when the votes came down, the vote was 6-3-2. Christian was voted out. I was disappointed. I was greatly disappointed that Christian got voted out because I was really hoping he would win. On his way out, Jonathan gave Christian back his shot in the dark, which I didn't know what the point of that was, but I was going to say, what did I think about Christian getting voted out? I think you guys just heard what I thought. I'm disappointed. Like, very disappointed. Like, I'm ticked off. Like, I'm not even sad. I'm ticked off. Just end the video with that. I'm ticked off. But no, I really was upset that Christian was voted out. I don't know how many more times I could say that, but yeah, it was definitely disappointing. I will say Christian definitely had one of the best storylines of the season. Christian came in as a new father, so it's like he decided to play much harder than he did in David versus Goliath in order to win for his son, which was truly beautiful. Christian also had some moments that he probably wished did not happen, which was the time that he crapped his pants. I almost forgot about that. But yeah, Christian was definitely playing harder when it comes to the game. He even blindsided his own David versus Goliath cast member, Mike. It was tough, but, I definitely think that Christian played one of the best games in Survivor 50. And I don't know who I'm going to root for now. I love Joe. I don't think he's going to win, but despite what happened, I do like Jonathan. I do like Rick. I like Aubrey. I even like Cirie. Cirie is definitely playing the best game of all the people that are left. So if Cirie were to win for the first time, then I think that would definitely make for a legendary season. But we'll see how that plays out. But now we have the next episode coming up, which this one involves the Survivor auction. And this time, the person making a guest appearance is Mr. Beast. If you guys don't know who Mr. Beast is, he's basically one of the richest, most popular YouTubers ever. Like, this guy is mega famous. He's done like videos where people like compete for money. He also has his own show, Beast Games, which has included people from Survivor. So I have no idea what's going to happen with Mr. Beast on the show, but honestly, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. I'm ticked off.